how I wanted to return back for my first vlog in so long. Yeah, please ignore this. I just worked a night flight and I just slept for about 4 hours. I really needed it, but I could definitely sleep for so much longer. But in addition to that, if you saw my roster reveal, you'll see while I was off on my little break, I had a few series of different illnesses. I had a cold, a urine infection, and on the flight over, I started to feel really awful again. I was like, oh God, not again. But my glands are up in my neck, and that's how I know that I'm starting to get a bit ill. It could be like the most minor of illnesses, but as soon as my glands go up, that's it. That's how I know something's coming. So I just feel not very good because they're really sore and they're just making me feel really But I don't want to waste this trip because this is the first time I have been to Dubai and have been able to leave the hotel. And plus today is even more of a reason to get out because it's National Day in Dubai. It's quite a big day for them. And I think they're doing some like fireworks or something. Something's going on anyway. So I'd love to go and see the fountains at the Burj Khalifa. I think there's a light show as well. So I'd love to go and do that. So hopefully I managed to get out to do that. But luckily I think they're going on a little bit later on. So I've got time to kind of get out of this headspace and maybe go and have a bath in a second. Because I'm sure you've heard me mention in vlogs before that the bath in this hotel is one of the best that we have. Let me show you actually because it deserves a moment. She's just beautiful. Ignore my dirty towel. Let me take that off there. But she's just so nice and it's such an experience. So I think I'm gonna jump in the bath now and just get myself feeling a bit more awake because it is currently, I think it's 3:45 now, so it's getting on in the day and I actually have to be up early in the morning tomorrow for our flight home because it's a day flight. So the timings, once you kind of get over this first blip of this trip, is actually okay. So I've tried to make sure that I don't sleep excessively now, which I'm very glad I haven't. It took a lot of force to get up, let me tell you, but I've done it. I also just wanted to say thank you for sticking around on my channel as well, and I really appreciate you just allowing me to have the time off that I did. And also, the news is out now that we're buying our first house together, me and Vic. So I guess you can kind of see the stress that I have been going through behind the scenes has just been immense, absolutely immense, which I think has contributed to me getting ill constantly because I'm just so run down. But we're very close to the end now, and I'm not sure even when I've released my, I guess, announcement video to you guys what the latest update is because it's changing daily and I'm yet to kind of finish editing that vlog. Obviously it will be edited by the time this video goes out, but I'm interested to see what kind of update we get over the next few days because I've literally just been sat staring at my emails just waiting for a completion date, which I'm hoping we'll get very, very soon because it's been a long time coming and I'm just ready for this to all happen now. It just feels like it's not even going to happen and it's not real, but it is, and I just need to face that reality soon, I feel like. So I just got in my bath and I've just been speaking to my crew that I flew over with, and one of the girls actually used to live here and she had so many different recommendations of things that I should do. And I was like, it's gonna all matter how I feel when I wake up. And it's taken me a good hour to wake up properly. And I do feel a whole lot better now. So I feel like I definitely could go out and see a little bit of Dubai that I've never been able to see before. And one thing, because of obviously it being National Day here, she suggested that we should go to a place called The Point, which is on the Palm, which I've never even seen the Palm. I've seen the Palm from when we've like flew over Dubai from other destinations, but I've never actually been on the Palm or anywhere close to it. So she suggested going there because around the hotel, what is it called? The Palm. Damn, my brain. They have loads of fireworks tonight apparently, and the view there will be really good for that. So I feel like, yes, I could go to the Dubai Mall and see the fountains at the Burj, but I could do that anytime, whereas obviously there's not going to be fireworks every single time at the Palm here in Dubai. So I feel like I should do that over the Dubai Mall. So that's I think what I'm going to do. So we're going to meet in a few hours. I'm going to just chill in my bath for a little bit, and I'll show you my outfit because I have something planned, because it's one of those where whenever you come to Dubai, you do have to respect that it is a Muslim country, and also your clothing choices do come into that as well. So I wanted to make sure that my shoulders and my knees were covered, but I was also feeling comfortable with the heat as well. Plus at this time of year, it's not overly warm for Dubai. I've been in Dubai where it's been like 40 degrees heat and it's only about 30 now, which I know to some people is like, wow, that's hot. But for Dubai, it's not at all. And it was actually really comfortable this morning when we got off the plane. It was a really nice heat, but I know that's in the morning and things could be different now, but it's a lot better than 40 degrees. Well, this is my outfit of choice. I got this dress from Primark for like, I think it was about £13, something like that. And this is one of the best things I think I've ever bought. I'm surprised I haven't packed it before in my case, because I think it just gets lost in my wardrobe with all my packing going on and just organising everything. So I found it and I was like, that is like the perfect Dubai outfit for the fact that it covers my knees and my shoulders, and it's light, it's comfy, it's so stretchy, and it just like really accentuates my figure, so it makes me feel good. Plus I've got my Adidas trainers on, which I love, and also this green bag from Primark, which, I mean, almost a whole outfit from Primark, you just can't go wrong. I also just shoved my hair back in this like half up, half down thing because it's hot, but I didn't want to put my hair up because I look like an egg. Anyway, I'm gonna bring you along with me on my little adventure. I'm so excited. I know I've been to Dubai so many times, but like I said, I think in my roster reveal, I set this impression on Dubai and it wasn't a good one, and I didn't want to make that impression set in stone without going out to see what Dubai is about. And I think I'm going to enjoy it. Well, I'm gonna have to sit like this because this is actually the best lighting in the room, but my ears won't pop, and they haven't done since I've got to the hotel. And I think that might be because I am really high up in the hotel. This hotel we're actually staying in is apparently the tallest 5-star hotel in the world, which is a pretty cool fact, but also explains the fact that my ear won't pop because of the altitude I'm currently at. I know I'm kind of used to it, but staying at this altitude for as long as I am, I guess staying in this hotel, which is 24 hours, is quite, I guess, a long time. I don't know. But anyway, it's annoying me and I hope it goes away soon. I had a really good time at the Palm. The only thing which we were warned about by people was that getting a taxi to your destination is fine in Dubai, but getting a taxi from your location back to your accommodation is awful. And let me just say it was. Like, trying to get a taxi from the Palm was awful. Like, we'd stop every single taxi we saw and they were like, no, we're going to another job. And we ended up having to walk like halfway down the Palm to then find finally a free taxi, but that took us at least half an hour. Whenever I go near the Palm or fly over the Palm, because I often see it when I'm flying over Dubai, I'll always think of today trying to find a taxi, and I try not to look at these things in hindsight as a bad memory because we were so exhausted. I try and look at it in hindsight as a good memory and just have a laugh about it. And it's just, I guess, a little thing to remember this trip by. So yeah, it was really nice to see the fireworks of National Day. It was really cool. They weren't as long as I thought they'd be, but they were still really epic. And it was also nice to see Atlantis and just see different sites of Dubai that I haven't seen up close before. So that was really good, and I felt like I made the most of this trip regardless of how I feel. But with that in mind, I think I'm going to go to sleep now. I've got to be up in just under 8 hours, and I do like to get a good 8 hours sleep, especially before a flight, let alone on a day off. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to turn all my lights off and just fall into a deep sleep in darkness, and nothing will make me happier right now. Well, it's 5:15 in the morning. This is why I really hate this timed flight. I cannot enjoy it because of this. I fell asleep as soon as I got into the hotel, pretty much. In fact, it was a matter of 10 minutes after I stopped filming with you guys. And then I woke up, I think it was about 3:30. I've been awake since. And my phone just went off. And one of the crew messaged to say, have you got a message on your phone? Like your room phone? And I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, mine says that the pickup time has changed. And I also got up to check to see if I had that same message. And I checked at the door, and the door had a slip under the door to say that, yes, the pickup time has changed. Which is kind of annoying because obviously other crew are going to be asleep right now because they're not all loonies like me and get too much sleep. So yeah, they're going to be asleep now and not know that's the case. They're going to be waking up early. And it's quite a significant change, actually. It's a good hour or two. So yeah, I've reset my alarm, and I'm hoping I can just drift off to sleep again because I could just really do the extra sleep. I have just also been chatting to Vic because he's still awake, and he made a good point, actually. He was like, maybe you're ill because of the rounds of antibiotics that you were taking for your urine infection. And I was like, well, that probably has had an effect on my immune system, which is why I'm feeling really rubbish. Maybe I've just picked up something really easily, which isn't normally me. I hardly ever get ill, and I've just been hit with a wave of it lately, and that's probably not helped. So when I get home, I think I'm just going to fill my body with goodness, loads of fruit, loads of veg, loads of vitamin C, and maybe even go to the gym and get a bit of exercise just to try and feel a little bit better, because I think it's what I need. I know it's what you should do normally, and I know in this job you should definitely be eating healthier than I do. I mean, dinner tonight was really, really healthy. The Lebanese restaurant, it was really, really good, by the way. I didn't comment on that earlier. I've got some salad with me, actually, so I might have that if I cannot go back to sleep. But that was loads of greens and loads of goodness. Honestly, it was so, so good. So I might have a little bit of that later, just to get a little bit of goodness from where I am right now. I'm gonna turn the lights off now because I need to just switch my brain off again and really try and get back to sleep, but I'll keep you posted. It's currently 5:09. I did manage to go back to sleep for a short while, which was really appreciated, actually. At one point I was like not going to sleep at all, and you know when your brain's just thinking about everything, that's what I was doing. And the only way to kind of sort that out was just to sit in total darkness. And I don't know if I mentioned before on my channel that I tend to have something on in the background to go to sleep, and that is normally like a really basic YouTube video, one that I've seen before that I know off the back of my hand, but just to have something in the background. So I did that, but it wasn't even working, so I had to turn it off entirely. And I was sat there for a little while, but I did eventually go off to sleep, and I must have got at least another 2 hours. So I think in total I've had about 7 hours last night, just very broken. But my throat is still really like, ugh. I don't really know what's going on. Like my throat is just swollen. So I'm gonna take some tablets, I think, have a black tea. I don't normally drink black tea. I like to have milk in my tea, but I don't have any milk with me. But I need caffeine, so got to do what you got to do. It was one of those times where I was getting ready, and the more I was getting ready, the worse I'm feeling. But I really don't fancy my salad right now, and I really need to eat something before I take some tablets. But I haven't got anything to eat, and I won't do until I get on the plane. So I'm just gonna have to suffer until then, otherwise I'll just get a really upset tummy, because I need to line my stomach before any tablets. But I just feel awful. I just want to go home. I just want to go home, guys. But I know I'll be home before I know it. But when you're traveling and you're ill, if you've done it before, you know how awful it is. And anytime I deal with a passenger who's poorly on the plane, I have so much sympathy for them, because it's horrendous. And especially when you have to work it as well. Like, if you've ever been to work ill, you know it feels like the longest shift of your life. So I feel like this is what it's going to be tonight. Oh, this morning. It's currently 5:30 at home, 9:30 here. So in my head, it's still tonight. So I need to get my uniform on kind of soon. I don't really want to. It's going to take a lot of willpower to move out of this bed. I probably shouldn't have got back into it, but I feel like I just want to soak up every last minute I can in bed. I'm really sorry that this vlog is just me moaning about feeling awful, but I don't think any amount of sleep I had or any amount of rest I had last night could fix my neck and how I'm feeling. But I don't even know if you can tell, like, it's right here. My gland is just so sensitive. I keep touching it because my hands are cold, and the cold is just kind of helping it. I know you're supposed to put like warm compresses on it, but I don't really want to sit here with a flannel on my head and get really wet hair, and just, it wouldn't be a good look. So I'm just kind of sticking to my cold hands as much as I can. But I'm going to take some ibuprofen as soon as I possibly can. I don't know if I've ever really gone over the whole process of when you're ill and flying as cabin crew. I can't really go into it massively, other than if you're ill when you're away, you're ill. Like, you know, all you can do is really let your colleagues know and just make a judgment on how you're feeling. Right now I feel okay to work. It's just those little things that I mentioned that are kind of bringing me down. It's when you've got things that are contagious, like just like any other job really, it's when you make that judgment of, can you work? Right now I'm just going to get myself home, and working will really distract me from all of this. But if I was feeling absolutely horrendous to the point where I couldn't work, I could contact my airline and stay here until I felt better, to then go home, in which case I would more often than not fly home as a passenger. So it's one of those, you don't have to feel guilty if you feel ill when you're away, because at the end of the day you can't work if you are really poorly, but there are procedures all around it, and the same on the plane as well. But I think, like I said, working will be a massive distraction. I'll keep you updated on how I feel. It'll either be at the end of this vlog or into the next. But for now, I think it's bye-bye. I've had a really nice time, short and sweet. As much as it's been a very mixed feeling trip, it's been good. And I am really glad that I was able to get out and finally see Dubai.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.